What would you do if saving a helpless animal meant standing against your own family? For Daya Ram, this wasn't just a question, it became a fight to save a goat he loved like a member of his own family. When 10 to 12 people turned against him, he still refused to hand her over. He was badly beaten, yet he refused to give up. But why was he willing to suffer so much for a goat? And did he finally manage to save her? Today, we'll explore one of the most touching stories from the book From Scars to Stories by Khanna, Bikaneri. This is To Save a Goat. Every creature of this world is having attachment towards one thing or the other. This is inculcated by nature, not anybody's fault. This is the only bond due to which this beautiful world is going on. The attachment of human beings is somewhat selfish, but other creatures have selfless. My late elder brother Shri Daya Ram was a very kind-hearted man. We were having a goat, which was brought up from its very young age. She was of a very famous breed and was very rich in milking. She gave birth to 2 kids, one male and a female. My elder brother, since their birth, was having a deep attachment with them. He used to feed and take care of them very nicely. By 6 months, both grown up, my father sold out the male kid to some butcher very secretly when Daya Ram had gone out of village for livelihood. When he came back and learnt about it, there was a lot of fight in the house, and my mother, on the pretext that there was urgent need of money, pacified him. Only female goat was left out, and Daya Ram's full attention and affection limited to that. He put anklets bells in its both front legs and a small bell in the neck. He used to call it Chhammo. Whenever she listened voice of my brother, she would immediately come to him. Thus, he was having a strong bond with it. Incidentally, there was a marriage function in my uncle's house. After completion of function, some guests were still there and in the mood to have a drink and non-veg party. By evening, it was decided to slaughter a goat. After having a view of availability, the only goat available was Chhammo. Since it was looked after and feed properly, was having sufficient flesh to meet out requirement of that party. So Chhammo was zeroed for the purpose. Everybody was happy to discover such a nice hunt. However, as soon as my brother came to know about it, he protested very strongly, which was also reasonable. Even after a lot of persuasion, he was adamant and not willing to hand over it for slaughter. On seeing their plan washed away, everyone stood against him. Even my father stood against him. Everyone was bent upon to teach a lesson to him for failing their plan and deprived of them from a relish non-veg party. At last, my father, in a fit of anger, ordered them to beat him. On seeing clearance from his own father, 10 to 12 persons attacked on Daya Ram and were beating brutally. My mother and one of my cousin sisters came to rescue and fell upon him to save him from blows. He was beaten very mercilessly and got injuries on his face and ribs. My mother and cousin sister also had injuries. At last, he succeeded to save that goat, Chhammo. But in lieu was in bed for a week due to his injuries. At that time, I was only 6 to 7 years and saw this entire incident physically. I was wondering that how a father can hand over his son to those cruel people for beating. This was totally unbecoming and shameful of a father towards a son. How he can be called a father by Daya Ram? However, this incident is about 60 years old and is still printed on my heart. If this story touches your heart and you believe that every living being deserves compassion, please like this video and share it with someone who would appreciate a story like this. And for more inspiring and deeply moving stories from book From Scars to Stories, subscribe to our channel and stay connected. Because some stories are not just heard, they are felt.